Come on, you Reds.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is TFTV. We are back with another fan opinion. To my left, we have got Rads.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm very well. You?
I'm good. Just a bit nervous about this game, but hopefully it goes well.
Nerves kicked in already.
It's always is a bigger build-up, really, isn't it, to a derby match? So cross fingers.
Yeah, it is the big one on Saturday. It's Forest Derby at the City Ground. Obviously, it seemed to be like a change of fortunes from years ago, where obviously Derby in that position that we used to be. So obviously everything goes out the butt on the Derby day. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it does. It's a very unique situation, really, for us to be in for any derby or any game, really. Like when the opposition are in threat of not being a team potentially, and especially from our point of view, being their rivals, you see a lot of mainly people are saying, "Oh, I don't care about them. I don't feel sorry for them," but some people are saying, "Oh, yeah, it's a bit sad what's going on," and from a football point of view, it kind of is. You don't really want a club to go out of existence, but from a Forest point of view, it's a bit different for us because we don't want them to do well at all with anything. But obviously, yeah, it's going to be. I think it'll be quite a difficult match because obviously on the pitch at least, Derby they're still pretty competent despite the fact that they have got quite a thin squad still. And you have to give them credit for the way they've at least been trying to avoid the drop. And I do think it is possible, unfortunately, really. But then again, who knows? Like, can they keep this form up for the rest of the season? That's a difficult question for them, really. The losing players like they lost Shinny and other guy as well. Yeah, him. They lost those two for nothing. Yeah, Jagielka. They lost those two just for nothing, basically. So if few more players are going to leave, I don't know how they're going to really keep going. But obviously from a Derby point of view, for a Derby Day point of view, anyway, it's going to be even more intense, I think, than normal because obviously, this may be the last time we play them for a season or two. So we want to try and hold the Brian Clough Trophy for a bit longer. And as you were saying, the tables have turned quite a bit recently. We're definitely the better team, whereas 4 or 5 years ago it was probably Derby really. Obviously, we weren't far away from administration, like in the Faraz era and in the Frank Clark, that kind of era. And Derby gave us stick then, so it's kind of working both ways really. But yeah, hopefully, regardless of the situation for them, it's a win for us because that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a unique situation to be in as well. I mean, we never ever thought we'd see the day where Mel Morris finally got caught out for his dodgy dealings.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a huge mess really for them, but it's been kind of building the last several years. Like lots of people have, there've been reports all over the place about Derby, doing this and that, and there might be a points reduction, and finally they're getting it all at once, seemingly, with these 2 points reductions and players leaving for virtually nothing. It's again, we've seen it with other clubs down the years as well, like Bury and Bolton and Charlton have had situations. Oldham at the moment are in a bit of issues off the pitch. So, we see it a lot, but particularly because it's Derby for us, it does kind of change the perspective a little. But, I mean, talking about the game, really, we've drawn the last 4 Derby matches. So, we need to win even more for me. And, we haven't lost for them for 4 or 5 years now. So, it's great that we've got such a good record against them nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, we have done the last 4 derbies. I mean, we won quite a few as well. So it seems ages since we actually lost to them. I mean, they always say that cliche about the form book goes out the window because I don't think Derby won the last 5 out of the last 9 or something, and Forest obviously won the last 2 out the last 4. So both teams are have hit some form, but obviously it don't really matter in Derby days.
No, it don't. I mean, you look at the teams that they've managed to beat, like the beating Sheffield, who were on great form before they played them. They beat Bournemouth, which was unexpected. They got a draw with Fulham, who have scored 70 goals this season already. That's quite an amazing result, and they didn't even concede to them either. Obviously, they have lost a few, games here and there that you'd probably expect them to maybe get a result from. But it's. I think they'd be like mid-table if it wasn't for the points deduction. So if it wasn't for the points deduction, we're 10th. They'll probably be about 12th. So it's about two upper mid-table teams playing each other really. So I think based off that, it will be quite a tight match. I mean, last season both of us were pretty poor on the pitch, of course, and it was still a tight game because I think the players do raise their game against Derby, obviously, even more than they already do. But I mean, I can't remember the last time we lost to them. I think it was when they beat us 2-0. When Vid just scored after 24 seconds, I think. I don't know. I think it was then. And obviously, we've drawn quite a few, but we won 3 in a row before this run of draws, so we don't have to go and get another win against them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like last couple of Derby days. I mean, even one in August that potentially did save Chris Houston's job in a way. I know, sort of season.
Yeah.
We did draw against them sort of the season, which it was our only point at the start of the season, and for us to get something out of that game, even if it was a game or two ours, it's went on to show that if we went through, we have got the talent for it.
Yeah, I mean, even in the Chris Hughton, we could manage to raise our game because I thought it was definitely the best performance of the first 7 games because we didn't lose it. And you look at, I think the second half performance, from what I remember, it was probably the best we played in the Hughton for quite a while. We actually were trying to attack, which was quite rare in the Hughton, of course. But it was. You do definitely see the players raise their game against a rival. I think it was always the case, really. And it's particularly players that are from the club. They're thinking, right, well, we're in a poor situation, but we just cannot lose to Derby. And obviously, Brennan Johnson popped up with one later on, thankfully for us. But it did kind of prolong Chris Hughton's tenure slightly, but ultimately not long enough for him. But I'm not complaining about that because obviously we've got Cooper.
Yeah.
But obviously, the last few Derby games have been draws. They've all been pretty decent games, and they've been all draws, really. I mean, we haven't beaten them since Gavin capitalised on their mistake, which, that was the last time fans went to a Derby game at the City Ground. So, it's been a while. So it'd be good to have a full atmosphere again against Derby.
I was just saying it was 2017 last time they beat them, and it was that Vigil game that's
Yeah.
Thought
so.
It has been a while, so it'd be nice to have an atmosphere back at City Ground forward. It has been since that home game against them when Robin scored that goal last time. We had a full atmosphere at City Ground, so it'd be nice to actually sell out as well. So
yeah. I mean, unsurprisingly, especially with our support, it's going to be great, and I think it'd be an even better atmosphere than normal. It's always a good atmosphere, but it's going to be see lots of questionable chants towards the Derby fans, which will be good. But it will be a very tough and difficult match, regardless. I think because they're going to want to beat us probably even more than normal because they need every point they can get, and probably to stop us from constantly bantering them all the time. But obviously, it's weird. I think we played 3 Derby games, or 2 Derby games, I think, actually, at Derby and 1 at the City Ground without fans. So, it'd be good to have it at home again with the full capacity.
Yeah. I mean, especially touched on about last Saturday. So I mean, to say that we thought we'd go top against Millwall and we didn't. Do you feel like that we'll change it back for this Saturday game and actually probably see more Davis with Johnson and Sink, or could you see that sort of similar tactic use again?
I mean, I don't think we'll really change it too much because, obviously the first half against Millwall was pretty average, really. I think we were kind of in a bit of a. We were just thinking about Arsenal a bit too much, and it kind of felt to me like the players were a little bit too overconfident after that game, and that's the difference I think between Cooper and other managers. He managed to rally them, before even half time. Really, we picked up, and we really started to play a game again, and I think that's a huge difference in Cooper compared to many past managers. It's like you flick a switch and suddenly we just look really good, and obviously the second half was a lot more evenly matched. I think we did deserve to win in the end. But yeah, I mean, I was a bit surprised to see Davis and Gavin playing together, but I did think it worked pretty well. And I think I've said it before. I think obviously Davis is a different kind of player to Gavin and Taylor, and I think that's a good thing because he offers something different that those two don't. And sometimes maybe you could say if you play Gavin and Taylor together, they kind of cancel each other out of it. Maybe I don't think you get that with Davis. And obviously, you have the choice of playing just one of them if you want. I don't think we'll go to a back four because I don't see Cook being dropped anytime soon. I think that's probably the way forward, playing those three. Unless there's an injury or suspension, I don't see any of those three being dropped. I mean, you never see them getting subbed anyway. So, I think they'll be probably the way forward for us. But, maybe we might see a change at the top, whether it's two strikers or we play an extra attack in mid, like we play Zinc with Johnson and Grabs, or with Davis even. So personally, I'll keep it the same as Millwall, and I think that's what we'll do, to be honest.
And it'd be Steve Cooper's first Forest Derby game, actually thinking about it.
Yep.
Obviously, he always, I think it would have a good experience with it, and I think obviously with Rooney, he's been there, done that. I mean, there's going to be some banter on him on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, just to see someone like, obviously he's a Derby manager now, but to see Rooney come to the City ground would be pretty good. But obviously he's a rival, so we'll be giving plenty of stick, I'm sure. But yeah, it'd be good for Cooper to finally experience a Derby match. Just given how passionate he is about Forest, which is something that sets Cooper aside from so many other managers. He actually looks genuinely interested and invested in us. It'd be really good to see him take it all in and enjoy it as well as obviously manage it. So it'll be good for him to experience that, and hopefully he can be the one that can stop this run of draws against Derby.
Yeah. What the scoreline do you think will be on Saturday?
Well, I mean, based off history, like we said a few times, it could be a draw, but I would be a bit disappointed with a draw. To be fair, especially with it being them. I mean, I suppose based off form, it wouldn't be a bad result, but we need to stop the rut against them really and get a win. Based off history, it could be like 1-0 to Forest. I'd like to think we score more than one goal. To have 3 1-0 wins in a row. I don't want to say that they'll score, but you could see it happening maybe. But I don't think we'll lose. It would be bad if we did. Could see us drawing, but I think we will win. So I won't go 2-1. I'll go 1-0 to Forest. We'll get it done. Probably Gavin will score because that's what he tends to do these days.
Sneaky grabbing goal.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say thank you for coming on.
No problem.
So I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys.